Today on Popfuzion Live, we're spotlighting rising star Amber in this week's Barrier Breakers. Her breakout role in Rule Breakers is both powerful and inspiring. As the daughter of Afghan immigrants, she brings real heart to a story about women breaking barriers in STEM. From booking the lead in her first audition back to acting, to using her voice for advocacy, Amber shows us that representation really matters. Let's jump right into it. Well, thank you so much for being on Pop Fusion TV. We're so happy to have you, and congratulations on Rule Breakers. What a fascinating story highlighting Afghan women in STEM. That's so amazing. What drew you to this role?
Thank you so much for your congratulations. And honestly, what drew me to the role was the storytelling, telling a story based on a true story about Afghanistan's first all-girls robotics team. It's unheard of. We don't really see this happening in media for Afghan women. We usually see them as faceless and voiceless. So this just really blew me away that it was a project that empowered Afghan women.
That's so beautiful. And can you tell us about your character?
Absolutely. I play Esin, and she is very shy. Her story arc is finding her voice. So she kind of comes into her own slowly but surely. And that's really the growth that we see in her journey. And she has some struggles with her uncle not approving of her being involved in the robotics team, her lacking the self-confidence to be able to speak in front of others. But she's slowly able to build that by relying on the women around her and, staying true to who she is.
Oh, that's so cool. When accepting this role, what did you hope to bring to screen for viewers? She sounds like an incredible character.
Thank you. Yeah, I really hope to be able to bring a different perspective of Afghan women, show viewers that, they are complete, whole, dynamic individuals. They have ambitions, they have fears, they have things that they are worried about, they have things that they're excited about. So I wanted to be able to showcase that through Essen, and I also wanted to be able to show how important girls' voices and girls' education really is.
Yeah, and I love that too. I love that you're all about positivity. And how are you using your platform to advocate for women's rights and uplifting Afghan voices, especially in a time when we need so much more diversity in this business?
Absolutely. I think when I look at story making and when I look at, the media that we use to portray different characters, I want to make sure that when we are portraying Afghan or Middle Eastern or South Asian women, we are always making sure that they are dynamic and complex individuals like we are in real life. I want it to be reflective of that. And so I think that that's something I really look for when I am looking at auditions or different types of roles that I want to play. And I also think that personally on my own platform, I do a lot to make sure that I'm amplifying the voices of others, whether that be through sharing charity organizations that are near and dear to my heart, or whether that be, being involved in things like the Afghan American Community Organization or a refugee organization known as Drop an E-Hobbit. And so I try to stay involved in that sphere.
Oh, thank you so much for doing that. We need more people like you in this business and just worldwide in general. And you, I feel like not only acting, like you were in school for a while, right? What were you studying in school? Then what gave you that acting bug to get back in the business again? I mean, you landed your first role. This is your first audition that you came back to, right? And you booked it. Wow.
I know it's kind of unheard of in this world, but honestly,
Yeah.
sometimes when things happen that way, that's really a sign that they're meant to be and that you're on the right path. So it feels kind of like it was pre-planned. It was destiny for this to happen, and it felt really comforting knowing that I was on the right track. But in school, I studied political science with a concentration in international relations, and I studied psychology. Both, which honestly helped a lot in preparing to play Essen and preparing to be a part of this project. It didn't feel like I had to sacrifice what I love to learn by being a part of this project because they really went hand in hand, and psychology goes hand in hand with acting so well.
Yeah, and speaking of which, I know like relative to this role, like you were born to two Afghan immigrants. How did that also help you prepare for this role too?
I'm a proud daughter of two Afghan immigrants. I'm very honored that I have so many Afghan immigrants in my family and that they have made these sacrifices for me to be able to be here. And so I think it added an extra level of pressure to the project, but also an extra level of love for the project and a hope and a desire to portray it authentically and be able to use the people around me to have dive into conversations about Afghanistan, to dive into conversations about the culture. And so that was all really it was helpful and it did feel like a little bit more pressure, but I was honored to be able to carry that pressure.
know what you mean, because you want to make sure that you're representing the right way, right?
Like, and I have such a huge Afghan family who all like the day that it came out, there was like 40 of us in a theater watching this film. So I'm sitting around in between like 40 of my family who are very excited to see me on screen. And all I could think of is I just hope that it's an authentic representation and they really appreciate it. And that I think that's also why we need actors who are playing these roles authentically.
Yes, I agree 100%. It's very, very relatable, and you need to have someone who actually knows the culture and who actually gets it. And with this film, is it a family film? Like, who can go see it? Can I take my nieces and nephews to the film or
Definitely take your nieces and nephews to the film.
okay.
I'd say that everyone can see it. There's a few like heavier topics, but never in a darker, extremely, alarming or shocking manner. And honestly, I think it is a film that everyone should watch just because it is so inspiring. And especially for girls, young girls out there who might not know what STEM looks like, might not understand the culture of robotics, this could definitely start that fire in them to be involved in tech and in STEM and maybe pursue an education in it.
Yeah, that's so wonderful. Well, you've been so fantastic. I really loved speaking with you. Where can people follow you on social media and just follow your journey in general?
Oh, absolutely. Yes, you could follow me at Amber Afzali, so just my name on Instagram. That's probably the platform that I'm most active. If you ever see me posting on like TikTok, Twitter, or X, sorry, Threads, those are seldom, once in a while. So Instagram is my go-to for following my journey.
Please keep watching Popfuzion at popfusiontv.com.